What's going on, Diggletdreamers? Mathers here as the Anonymous Chinchilla. This is the National Dex Battle League, although I always want to say National Delta Battle League because it's the same acronym for these three letters.
For 9,000!
This is a league started by OGHypnoToad, who is a friend of mine that I've known for a little while. He is in the Delta Battle League as well, coach of the Omaha Omastars, and he is currently in the semifinals for the Delta Battle League, so props to him for that, and also props to him for doing this. But anyway, the draft just finished up the other day, so I figured I'd go over my team. This is going to be kind of a league that I play while the Delta Battle League is off season. So, the way this works is we each had 11 Pokemon to draft. Why don't I click on the rules page? So we have 11 spots, we have 1 Mega, there's 4 tiers of Pokemon, and blah blah blah. You get 1 from tier 1, 2, and 4, and then you get 2 Pokemon from tier 3. And then the remaining 5 slots you have on your team, you get 500 points to draft those. And each tier is worth a different amount of points. Like tier 1 is worth 200, tier 2 is worth 150, and so on. And you must have at least 1 Pokemon from each generation at all times. So that is why it's the National Dex Battle League, is that it's kind of a little thing that you have to do. That's pretty much all you need to know. So that's how the draft worked. Now I have my draft right here. Started off strong with Mega Heracross. Mega Heracross, I really love Mega Heracross. It's really powerful, and also if we take a look at the tier list here, which is tier 1 100 200 points, tier 2 150 points, tier 3 100 points, tier 4 50 points. So all these Pokemon are at different values, and all these Megas over here are at different values as well. So these are the tier A Megas, which are basically the most powerful Megas, although I would make some arguments here with a few of these. But basically, if you draft a lower tier Mega, like a B tier or C tier, you get extra points with which you can spend on your remaining 5 that you had before. Like normally you'd have 500, and if you draft from tier A, then you only have 500. If you draft your Mega from tier B, which is what I did with Mega Heracross, I get an extra 50 points to spend on my 500 points that are standard. So that's another reason why I decided to go with Mega Heracross, besides its amazing base 185 attack stat and pretty solid everything else, honestly. 115 defense, 105 special defense, 80 HP, as well as a decent 75 speed. Well, I know it's not fast, but considering this thing's bulk and attack stat, that's pretty good. Yeah, I was pretty happy about this. So that was my first draft. Really powerful Pokemon. Obviously, you probably know a lot about Mega Heracross. Now, my second pick, I was like expecting to have to go for Magnezone. Like that was my plan, was to go Magnezone, but I noticed that this thing was still around when I got to it, so I go ahead and scooped it right up. Rotom Wash, really great Pokemon to have. And let me make a quick change. I just noticed I have my Alpha Battle Club image in the background. Let me make it the where's the new one? I have a new one. Here it is. This is my draft, my National Dex Battle League draft picture. Anyway, but Full Switch is one of my favorite strategies. I love momentum. I love keeping it and gaining it and all that. Initiative, I should say, because momentum, obviously, you want to keep that. But I like having Volt Switch and U-turning all over the place, as you'll see as my draft goes on. But the slow Volt Switch, I really like that synergy with Mega Heracross, because while Mega Heracross won't be able to outspeed that many powerful threats, what I can do is let Rotom Wash take the hit, switch it in on something that doesn't really want to take a hit, and just like click close combat and get a kill. And that's kind of the idea. there. My third pick, I wanted to draft Whimsicott because I really wanted Whimsicott, and I didn't want to wait another round to grab it, even though it is a tier 2. A lot of tier 2s were starting to go away by the end of round 3, so definitely wanted to scoop this up really quick. Really wanted this Prankster, wanted a grass type, a fairy type. It's just a great thing to add to the team. Lots of great Prankster moves like Encore and Taunt, which helped me break stall, which is something that I know is going to be important, as well as decent speed and offensive typing. Fairy and grass is going to be really important to have with things like Scrafty and Pangoro and dragons running around, as well as water ground types that I don't want to not have a move for. But also things like Leech Seed, Tailwind, Memento. These are some of my favorite strategies. Switcheroo, also U-Turn, of course. You will never see me using the Sub Leech Seed set. I don't respect anyone that uses that set, and I will not be using it myself. So please do not worry about that, because I could also run a Choice Specs set, although Special Attack 77, not really hitting that hard. Probably use just something else that's more offensive, but hey, you never know. I might just get a great matchup against someone's team and it'll work, but we'll see. My fourth round pick was Drapion. I really wanted this thing right from the beginning because everybody seemed really worried about Cresselia, and to the point where they even banned it at the beginning of the league, and I was like, why is this thing banned? Because there's lots of easy ways to deal with it. And so then we eventually unbanned it. We voted, and I think there was a majority. I think it was 7-6, just barely majority, to overrule the ban so that Cresselia was usable. And I was like, guys, guess what? Drapion is the number 1 Cresselia counter. It is immune to its Psychic Stab. It doesn't take much, or is neutral to Moonblast or Ice Beam or anything like that. Can also get access to Taunt and Swords Dance to outboost it. Can run like a Lumberry to take the Thunder Wave, and knock off pretty much just Okos it, maybe even from without a Swords Dance, but I'm not sure because base 90 attack isn't that great. Please make a Drapion and make it have much more attack and speed. But this thing is pretty great. It does get access to Swords Dance and Agility, which I think are pretty awesome. I could run Double Dance, but I could run basically either one. You probably saw in my Alpha Battle Club battle, which I uploaded probably either today or yesterday. I did bring Agility Drapion because it just put in a lot of work. So, hey, you know, it might come up. It might come up. I think it might. But I mainly drafted this thing for Taunt, because Taunt is one of the best moves in the game, and it just shuts down things that rely on status moves. My fifth round pick was Flygon. I just wanted a nice, powerful dragon type, and Flygon is definitely one of my favorites. Access to U-Turn as well as access to Defog, as well as the viability with Draco Meteor, Earth Power, Fire Blast, Bug Buzz, Boom Burst. There's all kinds of stuff that this thing can do. And I know it was going to go pretty soon, so I wanted to scoop it up. Also wanted another Earthquake immunity. I already had one immunity and a resist, but I would have another one. I wouldn't mind. So I grabbed this thing. It can run all kinds of stuff. It can run like a Life Orb. It can run pretty much any choice item, as well as the leftovers. It can do all kinds of fun stuff, and it's one of my personal favorite Pokemon. So I felt it was a pretty great grab, especially round 5. I knew this thing was going to go if I didn't grab it, so I grabbed it. And then my 6th round pick, which is something I was extremely surprised that did not get picked, is Mew. If you watch Mega Mogwai, this is his number 1 rated league style Pokemon, because it gets so many moves. And of course it's base 100 stats all across the board. It means that this thing can pretty much do whatever it wants. But I have yet another Taunter. I have access to Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch, U-Turn, Swords Dance, Nasty Plot, Baton Pass. This thing is insane. I can run it offensive physically, offensive specially. I can run it defensive either way as well. I can run it HP and speed investment if I need it. Like, this is just something that I can probably fit to pretty much any team, and it's just something that I'd love to have in league format, and I can't wait to bust it out on somebody. It's gonna be a good time. So that is the first 6 rounds of the draft. There are 5 more, so let's check them out. My 7th round pick, I decided to go with Pyroar. I needed a 4th tier Pokemon, and Pyroar was in 4th tier, as well as I needed a 6th generation Pokemon, so I figured Pyroar would fit really well. I could use a fire type, and this thing is pretty fast and strong, considering it's tier 4. So I decided, why not? Pyroar is pretty cool. I'll draft it. My particular favorite set is Choice Specs, just because it gives it just enough of a boost to hit hard, while still having decent 106 speed. So I think this thing can work really well for my team. Could also run a Choice Scarf, Life Orb, but it does get access to Taunt, which I just remembered right now. So I have so much taunting on my team. Actually, the next Pokemon has Taunt as well as the last Pokemon, but we'll get to that. Pyroar is really cool. I actually did try a Hyper Beam Pyroar in NU. I think it was yesterday and today that I was using it in NU, and it can be pretty fun. You can just occasionally blast something, so that's pretty fun. Pyroar, very cool Pokemon. Male and female Pyroar. I will take my pick. But next, I named this thing Scraps, because right before I drafted this, round 8, I don't know how Cobalion lasted around 8, but right before I was drafting this, somebody, I believe it was Dom, shoutouts to Dom, was talking in the Skype call while we were all drafting. He said, I don't really like this part in the draft because everyone's just getting all the scraps. And so I was like, oh, I had already been planning to draft Cobalion, so I was like, oh, give me Cobalion. Nice scrap. So that might be its nickname throughout the league, but we'll see. Cobalion, probably, in my opinion, one of the greater Pokemon in the world. No, I don't know what I'm saying. But Cobalion, really great Pokemon. Access to Volt Switch, Taunt, Swords Dance, Close Combat, Iron Head Stab, as well as like all kinds of other moves. Calm Mind if I want to run that. Flash Cannon, of course. But really cool. Taunt, Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave. What's the other thing? Roar. That's what I was thinking. I don't think anyone has ever run Roar on this thing. But I wanted a Stealth Rocker. I didn't have one yet, and I also, Cobalion is just like too good to pass up, especially that late in the draft. It was just too good to pass up. And yeah, that is, oh wait, Mew gets Stealth Rocks, doesn't it? Well, I wanted this, and it was really good. Fighting Steel is great for my team. I already had Heracross's Fighting, but yeah, you know, Fighting is a good type, offensive typing, so why not? Okay. Round 9, I went with Yanmega because this thing was still around, and I was like, hey, why not? I need another nice special attacker, a nice speed booster, or Tinted Lens, both very good abilities. And why is Frisk the hidden ability? Can someone tell me why this is the hidden ability? But this thing is really cool. Speed boost with like a, honestly, Choice Specs just sounds really good, whether it's speed boost or not. But I probably would want to run Protect, so probably Life Orb. Speed boost would be better. But this thing's really cool. It gets Air Slash, Bug Buzz, Giga Drain, all great stuff to have. Psychic if I need it. Pursuit, Quick Attack, Priority. Tailwind, U-Turn, Whirlwind, Sleep Talk, Shadow Ball. I didn't even know it gets Shadow Ball, so it gets a pretty good special move pool, honestly. And I'm pretty happy I drafted it, even Ancient Power. So I think this Pokemon can put in a lot of work. The Tinted Lens set is probably a little underrated, honestly. It seems like people are very familiar with the Speed Boost set, obviously, because Speed Boost is very flashy. But Tinted Lens is kind of like the underdog in that it's not outright in your face, like, oh look, I have +3 speed already, and you can see it on the screen. It's kind of like the silent killer. Like, you'll switch in a Magneton and Bug Buzz will just OHKO it. Shout outs to Dom's video where I saw that happen. A lot of shout outs to Dom in this video. But really great 116 special attack. Got a decent 95 speed, even if I don't have speed boost. So really great Pokemon. I'm glad I drafted it. And I had only 100 points left, and I needed to draft 2 Pokemon. So it basically put me into tier 4, which cost 50. But I decided to get Crustle because I wanted a nice hazard stacker as a lead, because it's one of my favorite play styles. Is this hazard stack offense. So this thing gets Stealth Rock, Spikes, Sturdy, of course, is great. I can run a Custat Berry on that thing if I want. I could also run Shell Smash and just ruin people's days. So lots of fun stuff to do with Crustle, and I'm happy about it. I am very happy about it. Also, Rock type is nice, even though it is neutral to bird spam, but I can take normal hits. But we'll see what I do with this thing. We will see. And for my 11th and final pick, I decided to grab Floatzel because it's the team mascot, kind of. And it's one of my favorite Pokemon, probably top 4 or 5. Probably top 4. I don't know. There's a lot of good Pokemon out there. Definitely Floatzel is up there. Really great Swift Swim. If I decide to do that, probably not. I'll probably do Water Veil most of the time. But of course, that Flame Orb Switcheroo set coming through. That's the best set in my opinion. Shoutouts to me. But also, I could run Choice Specs, Choice Scarf, Choice Band, Switcheroo. I could also run Bulk Up, Baton Pass, Substitute, all kinds of cool stuff like that, as well as access to Taunt, Agility, Aqua Jet. There's also a special set with Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Power Up Punch, Pursuit, Quick Attack. Lots of great moves, and I'm pretty happy about it. So I feel like it's a pretty great last round pick. Pretty powerful Pokemon. So that is my National Dex Battle League draft. And if you guys are hyped for the Boston Buizels to start these battles, please leave a like and I don't know, tell me what Pokemon from the draft is your favorite so far. We are up against Ariadon and the Tampa Bay Duskaliers Week 1, which will be starting in about a little over a week. The battles will start, so preseason is now, so we might get a couple preseason battles in before the real season starts, so look forward to those. And other than that, guys, keep dreaming. I'll see you next time, and peace out.